This morning, your news now.
Good morning and welcome back. 15 minutes away from 7 o'clock. 32 here downtown, wind chill factor of 24. And our friend Chuck Miller is joining us with this week's edition of Car Talk. Chuck, good morning.
Morning.
Merry Christmas. A lot of people enjoy getting a new car, especially around the holidays. And I know technology has really improved. But what can we do to make either a new car or maybe one that's not so new last even longer?
You know, all the time I talk about maintenance. Maintenance is the key to making a car last longer. And each manufacturer has different maintenance specifications. So the key is to get out your owner's manual. It'll have a 30,000, 60,000, 90,000, 105, depending on the model of the car and who makes it or whatever. But it'll have service intervals, and it'll tell you what needs to be done at each one of those intervals.
All right, give me an example. Let's say a 50,000 mile checkup or tune-up or what have you on a particular car. What would be involved in doing something at that 50,000 mile mark?
At 50,000 miles, most of them are going to need spark plugs. They definitely need a fuel system clean. You need to replace the coolant. You need to replace the brake fluid, the transmission fluid, and obviously the engine oil changes will vary if it comes in about that same time or not. And then go over like a major inspection on the car. Look at everything on it. Look at all the door hinges, all the little plastic pieces that may or may not break and stuff like that. 50,000 miles is a good point to get it in someplace and just leave it for a day and let them go over the car really well and make sure everything's good.
Seems to be like a situation of you can pay for it now or you can pay for it later, and later is going to be more expensive.
It's definitely
if you
going
let
to be
some
more
of these
expensive.
things go by the wayside.
Definitely. I mean, if you don't stay ahead of it, it's just like anything else. If you don't stay ahead of it, it's going to be more expensive and it's going to be more costly.
Batteries are also something that you need to pay attention to. The way cars are now, you don't have a whole lot of notice between the slow crank and the no crank. Sometimes a day.
Sometimes no notice. And me personally, I had a Jeep that was starting well, run to the house real quick, got back in it, went to start it back up, and it wouldn't start. Fortunately, the new battery testers today can pick up on a lot of that stuff and see one's coming. So if you're going to the repair shop for brakes and they tell you that your battery needs to be replaced and you think, well, it's been starting fine,
right?
The machine picked it up and it knows that it's going down. And surprisingly enough, just one failure, one time you left the headlights on, one time you left your radio on, something like that, it'll take 25% of the battery life out. You do that a couple times, 3 times, and the battery's pretty much toast.
So, and it's not, if we bring a car to you and ask you to do a load test on the battery, that's a quick, 2-minute process.
It is. And load tests are really a thing of the past because it only picks up a certain couple of things in it. Now the battery testers are so much more advanced.
Wow, it's amazing. You think technology has improved your work life with computers and everything else. It really has helped out in the automotive industry.
Well, a car now gets 30 miles to the gallon, an average car, and they're going easily 250, 300,000 miles. So amazing difference.
When you were here on the next visit, we're going to talk about something new happening with Ford. We talked about this earlier, huge news from Detroit. They're going to add thousands of new jobs at the Ford plant up there. So we'll give you plenty of notice on that. How do we find you? What's your phone number? Where do we check you out on the internet?
5128 Hickson Pike, HicksonTransmission.com, and 875-2276.
Right across from Abba's house. So Chuck Miller, Merry Christmas, my friend. Good to see you as always. Hang in there. We are back with more coming up right after this.